Hello Norrathians, this is Vass, and this is going to be episode 9 for the theme park build, the Six Flags over Norrath. To catch everyone up, Qeynos is now done. Might go back and add a little theming towards the end, but it is now done. I've got the last thing I was working on was the Qeynos Aqueducts Log Flume. I did do some changes since the last video. I switched out and added these little boats. I thought that they would be better. Plus they would save on the item count. I've added some rapids in here, and I tweaked some of the areas where there were big gaps, filled in those spots, and got my big splash over here. The last thing I'll do is probably add the house actors, which I'll probably do more towards the end. And I added a little bit of theming with the drips like Demora had suggested, and added some trees for scenery. I have continued the path, and I've done the flower box planter that Cerex had suggested. Now for the paths, I've gone through, and this one will continue off to Gorwin, and I've gone around and added some other paths. This one will continue to Norrath, and there's a lot of items placed down right now for the next build, the next area. This particular path will lead into Freeport, and this one will lead into New Hollis, and I had already done the one that leads to Kellethan. So as you know, in previous videos I had asked for comments on which area of the park I should go into next. The winner of the area for the park that we're going to build in next is actually going to be New Hollis. This one is going to be one of the bigger piece counts, which is good. I will get that one out of the way. I've got ideas for Gorwin, Norrath, Freeport, and Kellethan. All of those are planned out, and hopefully I will not go too far over budget with items and building blocks. Now for this particular area, it will be pretty compact. There's not a whole lot of, there's going to be 4 main features, but there's not going to be a whole lot of space taken up by New Hollis. The main thing with New Hollis is it will have a mountain, which you already see I have started working on. This is going to be a snowy mountain in the New Hollis area, and I've got my big and furry up at the top at the plateau of the mountain, and I've got some frosty trees that will go in for decoration, and lots of little things over here that'll go in. Now this particular area is going to have it's going to have 2 small coasters. One of which is going to be a mine train coaster, the Dwarven Mining Company, The second coaster is going to be a bobsled, which I have not thought of a name. If you could think of a name, you could put that in comments. But I haven't decided on a particular name for the bobsled. The Dwarven Mining Coaster is primarily going to be inside the mountain. And again, it's going to be small. We can't go too big with these kind of things. We just don't have the item count or building block count or space. The other is the bobsled, which is going to go around the outside of the mountain. Other than that, we've got of course, for New Hallas, the dwarves and barbarians, there's going to be a pub, a bar, which that one will be a simple build because I'm going to use the brew barrel bar. So that will give me some extra item count for other areas. Another thing that's going to go over here is a booth for a strongman. That will definitely be a barbarian themed for New Hallas. I believe that is going to be it for New Hallas. Let's see, strongman, barrel bar room, bobsled, and mining company. Now I've got the basic layout with the snowy, massive snowballs. This is subject to change, of course, but I was just coming up with ideas off the screen so you wouldn't be watching a video of me trying to come up with ideas. So I have used the massive snowballs, and I have used the Turnibus replica. I've used a couple of those. I have flipped one upside down to give it that plateau at the top, and it also gave me the stalactites and stalagmites that I was thinking of using for the build. The inside will be kind of cave-like, and I will have the actual entrance to the ride on the outside, and then you enter into the cave. I will be trying to fill the inside of this with the actual ride. Might have to expand some stuff out, but I'm thinking the first thing I'll do is come through this tunnel here, do a little bit of a curve, S-curve around here, and I'm thinking come through here, do another little curve section, maybe a loop around here, or a circle, not a loop, and then go up the trunk here, maybe another curve towards the back wall here, which I will fill in that back wall. But I wanted to get some gems and stuff like that in here, give it more of a mining cave look, have it come out around the stalactites here, circle around, and come up here. Now as far as going out, I'm not quite sure. I might just keep it going up and then have it swoop down underneath. But I might have to shrink this one down or sink it down. Maybe move it out a little bit. That way I can get back up under. Now ultimately I want to be able to come out the other side, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to do the track side by side. I should be able to do them side by side. If not, I can move the whole thing out a little bit and then have it come on the outside and join back up at the station. So a couple of circles, nothing major, couple of lifts and drops, maybe a little banking in there just to give it some thrill. The bobsled coaster, it's actually going to go around the outside. It's going to be up towards the top and circling around. It will probably do a couple of loops around and then go back to the station. So that's my plans for those coasters. The strong arm and the brew barrel, those are dependent on where I think I'm going to need the extra space. Norrath will be over here, and Freeport will be back here, and Kellyton will be over there, and I'm thinking that Kellyton's going to need all of this space over here to the trees. So this area here is probably going to be all Kellyton. The brew barrel bar and the strong arm are probably going to need to go back over on this side where I have my objects at now. So I've kind of made some decisions, and I've got my banded sandalwood to give my rail tracks. I've got the doggar mining carts for the actual mine cars. I've got some snowy tiles, some muddy tiles. I've got a rickety stage and stairs that I could use for the platform. And I've got some dividers here. That way when it comes outside I can kind of rope it off with the dividers to make sure it stays secure. I've got some gems. I've got some of the new mining supports from the anchorage, and I've got some of the smaller ones back here, and I'm thinking the smaller ones I'm going to use as angled supports for the bobsled. I have ideas for the bobsled, and one being using these rotted doggar or doomfire trunks, fallen doomfire tree trunk. Putting those together, and they've kind of got this bend to them, so whenever I go to make curves and drops, I think those will work. It's got a slight curve, so that'll help with that. And it's kind of got open areas so you can see out, but it's got that curve to it that is traditional with a bobsled. I've got some of those laying around over here too to use for that. I've got, of course, some icy tile or icy dividers that I'll be using to fill up the inside to make it look very icy and cave-like. Got my gemstones, got a mining lantern, got one out, and got some of the hanging ones in my inventory so I can use those later on. So the very first thing I need to do is start setting up where I'm going to have the station. So let's jump right on into this. this is gonna actually be my station. And I'm thinking I will have the station here. Might make this bigger, because I'm thinking if the mining, if I go up here and go through there, when it comes back around, do I want it to come through here? If I have it come through there, then I might want to have my station over in this area. That way it comes through here and starts its descent and joins up. And then from here, it does a slight drop to get it going and goes through the cave. And actuality, I am going to move this back because I want to move all of this out a little bit. So let's get a new from difference here. Okay, and I am facing pretty much northeast, so I want to move it out to the southwest. So I'll move it out to the southwest. Let's see, new from diff. Okay, it did not get my save. I'm having a little bit of lag here. Grr. And the reason why is I'm actually trying to record, have the game open, and upload at the same time. You would think I would learn. Wait until all my uploads are done before I start doing the next video. Let's try this again. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 snowballs, 1 snowdrift, 2 of the trees, and the big and furry. That's correct. Okay, let's move it to the southwest. Load that up. Gave us a little bit more space back here to work with. That's good. Okay, so I need to get a basic foundation going here. Okay, let's put you there and rotate you 45. Okay. Now, do I remember tiling an area? Okay, item scale is going to be 6. It's been so long since I've used the tiling function, so I'm going to use these from the crate because I don't have muddy tiles anywhere else. Don't remember this stuff. Number of tiles. Let's do 2 tiles. And 1 tile. Item ID. Let's copy you. These I will put in the crate. Let's see. I have not done this in a long time, so let's find out. Oh, I don't have a start point. Tile area. Let's see. Start point. Let's copy. And paste. Not what I wanted at all. Well, instead of wasting your time here, let's just do it the easier way. There we go. And I want to copy the one that's 6 to the ones that are smaller. Okay, 2 of these I want to go 12 to the northeast. And then one of the ones that I moved to the northeast, I'm going to move to the southeast. The reason being is I've got 2 of them that I moved right beside this one, and I want one of those two to go over to there. So I moved it there, and now I'm going to move it there. That is this middle one here. So 12 to the southeast. There we are. So we've got 4 of them in there. And from here, I'm going to move those in some more. And then I'm going to start doing kind of a rounded edge with overlapping and then sinking some down. So I should have some more muddy tiles. Of course, it's going to be a little bit muddy in there. It's got all this snow that's melted and ran down. So let's move those in to the northeast. Okay. Okay, so let's copy this one to this one. And we will move it 12 to the southeast. Actually, I probably should have just moved it 6. So let's go back 6 to the northwest. We'll be overlapping. Now I'm going to actually move it. I need to move it. Well, let's do the 45 first. Okay. So now I need to move it this way. So it'd be northeast. And let's do 1 to the northeast. one more. Oops, I went the wrong direction. I think I went northwest. Nope, I went north. So let's go one south, then go northeast. Sorry, I do get quiet when working with the layout editor sometimes. Now we're going to start doing the point ones. Did 5. There we go. Pretty close. Maybe I accidentally did 0.6. No. Let's do 0.8. Not a full 0.1. Zero, 0.05. Okay, now that I've got that in there, I am going to 0.002 down. There we go. Now I am going to manually place this next one. So I do want to have a rotation. And you are not going to be fair. Okay, let's get you out of the way for the time being. We will take you up 6. Remember that. We'll have to bring it back down. Up 6. Get it out of my way. See if that helps. Okay, there is a little bit of shimmer on that because this one is the same height as those. Okay, let's bring you back down for now. So there's a little bit of lag. Six, down. Okay. So from here, which I'll probably have to raise that back up now. Yeah. Back up 6. I'm not really worried about them not being very specific as far as the corners because I can theme around those to cover up the corners. So I think we're okay there. And I've got my stones of Thudos here because the base of this I'm going to use these to give it kind of a rocky base. Probably not going to be able to sink this in like I want it. But if I start it out rolling the opposite direction that I want. Will that help? Because at some point it becomes, the roll ends up doing the same thing as a rotate, which is annoying. Let's do there we go. Getting the right combinations. try to make these all look a little different. And let's do full rotation on you. There we go. I'm leaving this area open in case I want to have part of the coaster coming out here for now. And I might need some more stones of Qeynos. Let me go ahead and lower you down. Actually, I'm not going to lower you all the way back down. Just, well, yeah. Let's lower you back down. 6 where you were. Actually, there we go. Now, all of these muddy tiles, I brought them too far out. I can save some space by moving them over a little bit. So, let's get a new from difference. And we'll just move them over, well, let's try 2 to the north. And 2's pretty good. Okay, so I will definitely need some more stones of Qeynos. I thought those got bigger, but apparently they do not. Now what's the inside look like? Okay, I can do a couple more tiles back here. I'm actually thinking of moving all these tiles backwards some to save some space. So let's move them 2 to the northeast. before I start moving again, let's take a look. Yeah, I can go further. Two more to the northeast. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't look like that one's moving. And it can. Because most of it is buried up under this. So I can move it in to save on some extra tiling. Okay, that's southeast, so let's move northwest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move it up 0.1. Northeast 1. East 1. There we go, got rid of that. Okay, so then I should only need like 2 tiles back here. And maybe 2 tiles over there. Okay, and I know the ground is not level here at all. So let's lift you up a little bit, and then we will roll or rotate. Or pitch. There we go. Not really worried about that little bit of a gap because that will be covered up along the back wall. I am doing some Qeynos decorating right here with muddy tiles in her Jumanji house. That is what is going through my mind right here. How she kept placing these muddy tiles all around the swamp area and building over there. So if y'all have not seen that video, I recommend going and checking out Qeynos' site and watching that video of the Jumanji house that she's built. I don't think she's finished with it. Hopefully we can encourage her to finish it off because I can't wait to see more. And this is my last muddy tile, so I will have to get some more muddy tiles, and I will have to get some more stone of Thudos. So I think, let's see, let's get our stairs in place. Okay, so I need to get a little bit more supplies to continue that portion of it. But ultimately, I was thinking this scale for the rails and the mining carts. So let's see how this lines up over here. They're floating. Okay, and I'm not going to use all of these mining carts. So I can save a little bit of item count on that. Okay, you're not gonna play fair. So I need to go approximately northwest. I rotated them and I did not use the layout editor, so they are not rotated at 45 degrees. So we are guessing here. So I did 0.2 northwest. Apply, save all. Let's load that up. Let's do it again. It's starting to shift a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, just a little bit more, so we'll do 0.02 a couple of times. A little bit too far. Maybe it was good and I didn't realize it. Okay, that's good. We'll leave it at that, and I think it needs to come back a little bit. So southwest. There we go. Okay, so I need to get the rest of my stonework in, but I do think that that's gonna work. Might see if there's some other stones that I can intersperse with these. So I am going to call that the end of the video, and I will catch y'all next time. Thanks. Y'all have a good night.